Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ian. I am a makeup artist located in Los Angeles, and today I want to try something different that I've been thinking about for a little while. So there are so many makeup products out there. It would be impossible for any one person to try all of them. So what I was thinking is going through a website like Ulta and going through maybe brand by brand or product type by product type and looking at what I think would be a good product just based on how it looks, the ingredients that I know, what I've seen from other people that are using it, because I'm starting to actually, I've been developing kind of like a pretty big mistrust of a lot of people who are showing products because I just don't know who is being honest. And also, even if they're not being honest, they just might have a different makeup style and makeup application technique and everything than I do, and what they look for in a product, different skin type, all of these different things. So for me, I thought it would be interesting to go through and do this. I actually filmed like an hour-long video on e.l.f. products, and did not have any audio for that. So I'm hoping that this goes a little bit better. So with that being said, I pulled up the Ulta page. Oh, and I am small, which is, fine, but I'm going to um, change the layout because I don't like that one as much. Okay, great. So I'm on the Ulta website. For me, Ulta and Sephora, and there are a couple other beauty stores that are available in person where I could go and try a lot of these things out. So I have been able to like go get my hands in them. What I like about Ulta is that Ulta is split into for makeup. They're split into their drugstore section and their prestige section or more luxury section. I wouldn't, I think prestige kind of is kind of before luxury. When we think luxury, we think of like Dior and things like that. But it's still kind of the same price range. Fenty would be there, Urban Decay, all of that, Lancome. Whereas in the drugstore section, we get NYX, we get e.l.f., we get Milani, all of those things. So I would like to just go and find a brand to go through. And I already did e.l.f., so it feels like a little bit um, difficult to go do it again. But I know that e.l.f. is a line that a lot of people are so like really into, and I understand why. Like I'm not this whole thing, and I when I did the other one, I feel like I just came off as like a grumpy old man, and if the shoe fits. But let's go to featured brands because I want to show you how they show off their brand. So there's a couple brands, there's like 12 brands right here. And so we have the Ulta Beauty collection right here. For me, I have not really ever liked anything from the Ulta Beauty collection. And I've tried so many times to be like, I've heard that this was supposed to be a prestige brand when it was made. I don't understand why I don't like anything from it. My former partner loved their mascaras. For me, I'm indifferent to pretty much everything that Ulta makes. Indifferent, or I just don't like it. Period. That's just a personal thing. As for the rest of the brands, other than e.l.f. in here, so we have Benefit, Charlotte Tilbury, Clinique, Chanel, Drunk Elephant, Peach and Lily. Again, um, I'm gonna skip e.l.f. for right now. MAC, Redken, Sol de Janeiro. I don't know why I had such a hard. My brain was just like nope, and powered off. And then Tarte. A lot of these aren't very like exciting, like some of them are exciting brands, but when I think of like what their best sellers right now would be, I would not consider a lot of what is on this list. So I'm very interested. Um, I would be interested to see why these are their featured brands. But the only affordable drugstore makeup brand that's on here is Elf. So that's why I decided to go with Elf first. And I'm gonna go ahead and do Elf anyways. So when we go and we are looking at the products by brand, I will go ahead and just kind of start and give like initial impressions, what I've seen other people talk about, and that'll be it. So first it starts the at the top we see the lip balm that just came out. I think it came out in um, the Glow Reviver melting lip balm. People have been losing their minds over it. It's a $9 lip balm, if I'm not mistaken. And it's like, I'm a little confused. So it comes in 6 colors. And it seems nice. But before people even tried it, people were like, Elf has a lip balm. I'm a little confused as to that reaction because lip oils, lip balms, lip moisturizers, those products are a dime a dozen. It's $9. I don't really understand. It seems like they have really nice flavors. Each one has a different flavor, which is really nice. Seems like a fine lip balm, but people are kind of freaking out about it in a good way, and I'm kind of missing the point here. Especially like the lip oil is $8. I've heard really great things about the Elf lip oil. If you are a lip oil fan, I've heard great things that and the fat lip oil from NYX are the two most popular. Definitely from drugstore and probably for all of the lip oils. So if you like that, oops, I accidentally clicked it. Um, but you can see all the different colors for the lip oils here, and did not mean to click it, that's my bad. So they have 10 colors of the lip oils. The lip oils are going to be a lot less pigmented. There's more pigment in the melting lip balm, but there's not a whole lot of pigment, so it still is wearable for a wide variety of skin tones. I'm still just kind of like scratching my head, like why are people freaking out about this? If you have tried it or if you are excited, super excited about this lip balm, can you let me know what's going on? Because I'm super confused. But both of those lip products look great. I've tried the lip oil on the back of my hand. It feels great. A little bit sticky, but not in a way that is a super huge turn off to me as someone who wears all types of random crap on my lips, doing crazy makeup looks. Next, and this is a controversial opinion, I think, but the Power Grip primer. So this primer right here, the original blue one. So this primer, people are loving to show its grip power by like sticking, like it's like, oh, like look how great my primer is and how great my makeup's gonna stay on. And for me, that doesn't quite translate in my brain. This is one of the primers that I will use if I'm doing someone else's makeup. I have a couple primers I just kind of cycle through. Um, I don't, like, I can see how you could make the argument I'm going to use something sticky and a powder will stick to it. That makes sense to me. What doesn't make sense to me is I'm going to use something sticky and a liquid is going to stick to it. That does not compute. Because if you are using, like for me, if you are using a liquid foundation over this primer, and yes, maybe you'll powder over it, but the powder's not going to make any contact with that primer. So I don't really understand kind of and there's been such a huge pull towards gripping primers, and I don't really think that I just am kind of like, I feel like it's a little gimmicky. Let's just put it like that. I feel like it's a little gimmicky. It's a fine primer, but I'm not convinced that it's going to increase longevity so much so that it's incredible and amazing and great and wonderful. It just it is, I will say, as someone who has very sensitive skin, this primer does not break me out. And pretty much like looking at a lot of things break me out. Just like that. So I do appreciate that. And but that's all I guess I really have to say about that primer. So you know, there are people who are like ride or die, this primer. What me, I'm not so much. And I do have it in my kit. I don't really care. Next we have the Halo Glow Liquid Filter. I've heard so many good things about this foundation. For me, when I look at it, to me, I like so many, almost every single drugstore foundation breaks me out. And when I look at this, I look at something that I believe would break me out almost instantly. And what's even more insulting is that they have 12 colors. There are other foundation and complexion products where e.l.f. will bring more color. Um, and I think one of the things is that e.l.f. produces a lot of products, a lot of different products, and so they have a limited shade range just to see how well the product does, and then and that's how their kind of business model seems to be. So I think that they did this and weren't sure how the Halo Glow liquid filter was going to be received. And but at this point, like I just if you are a major player in the game, why is this happening? So it looks like the lightest color is so they wouldn't have a color for me anyways, because I'm much lighter than this. Um, so this is the lightest color, this three light medium, and then just kind of like this middle range, like that's insulting. That's insulting. It it like what elf a lot of people do like this foundation, make it in more colors. I personally, again, I can look at it, I look at the ingredients and can kind of tell that this is going to be something that breaks me out. Also, I being myself being a combo skin person. I don't do glowy foundation. I do matte because the glow happens whether I want it or not. So I don't tend to lean towards glowy products anyways. But you can look at their description as well as details, which is just kind of more description, and they have bullet points. Elf is really great. They have their Leaping Bunny certified. I think every product they do is Leaping Bunny certified, which means it's vegan and cruelty free. And I believe all of the stuff that they do is fair trade certified. If that's something that you where that is important to you, they say skin loving ingredients like squalene and hyaluronic acid. Hyaluronic acid, people love it for good reason. It carries hyaluronic acid can carry 1,000 times its weight in water, so it's really great for moisturizing. But also putting it in so many products. I mean, that's because people are seeing how I I think that something happened. Just this is a side note. This is my theory. Something happened because hyaluronic acid is not new to the game. If I've been an esthetician for I was looking at it. It's been like a, like 13 years, I think, and I was using products with hyaluronic acid then, but they were only available in these these more expensive skincare products. And now I'm seeing so many products at an affordable drugstore price with hyaluronic acid. And I'm wondering if they have either, if they're changing the size, if they're working with maybe a lower quality product where of how they derive the hyaluronic acid, so it's a larger molecule, so it doesn't penetrate the skin as deeply, or if hyaluronic acid, there's just ways to access it more inexpensively. So whether or not it actually penetrates your skin, with all the makeup layers that we put on, I love the idea of incorporating skincare into makeup. I think that sometimes it's at the detriment of the longevity of the makeup. So it's just something you have to play with and see for yourself. If you have drier skin and and you fit one of these 12 colors, I've heard good things about this. This is a long-winded thing about this, but that color range is pathetic. Look, even their concealer. So here's the hydrating camo concealer. They have two camo concealers. They have the 16-hour one, so that one is drier and more matte. And then they have the hydrating camo concealer. Both of them are quite thick. If I recall correctly, the hydrating one is a little bit thinner. I don't like this concealer. It is so thick. I think that maybe if you're using it for spot concealing, um, and you can use either one of them, because when you are, let's say you have a breakout and it's kind of like being all flaky and doesn't like to be covered, and we've had those breakouts, right? So if you put like a hydrating thicker concealer that's gonna stay, which this will stay, then I think that this is a good concealer. It comes in 20 colors. That's a really good job. So that's what I want to see. I don't want to see 12 fucking colors. Sorry. But for under eyes, it's just way too thick for me, even if you have perfect, 20-year-olds, like no bags under your eyes. Like, to me, it's just so much makeup in like for just it's unnecessary. I like so many other concealers better than this one, but for that spot concealing, if you do spot concealing under your foundation, I think that that's where this one would really shine. Anywhere else, like if you're using it for highlighting, or even contouring, to me, it's so thick. It's the way it's gonna blend out. You're really, it's just gonna blow out all of the finesse of where you place it, and I don't personally like that type of consistency. So it's not my favorite. Some people swear by it like it is. It's amazing. Here is the lip oil. Here's the glimmer colors. So these ones are a little bit more shimmery. I imagine that this I haven't tried these before, but I imagine that the mica pigments that they use for this shimmer do dry out the original formula a little bit, unless they compensated for that. I imagine lip oil is just a little bit drier in consistency, but that's it, really. That's really all I have to say about that. So next is the Power Grip Primer plus 4% niacinamide. Niacinamide. Oh my gosh, words. So the pink version of the Power Grip Primer with the niacinamide. Here again we have skincare benefits in our makeup. Now primers with skincare benefits, I really like that idea because it's the closest layer to your skin. However, I have heard pretty much everyone I watch who tries the pink version, um, they don't like this one as much. They don't find that their makeup lasts as long as if they use the blue. the original. So even though it does have it does claim to have skincare benefits, people are finding that it's not making their makeup last as long. So if that's the goal of your primer and it's not doing its job, then we're gonna move to the next one. So I haven't tried it, but I didn't try it on purpose because I haven't heard um, really anything good about this one. Next is the Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray. Um, for me, I have only seen this in people who are like people using it who are like I would consider like hardcore like elf pushers, if that makes sense. And I'm not trying to like, you know, it's not bad to like something, but for me, I don't see a lot of people going to this as their go-to setting mist. And I think that I see way more people going to the Milani Make It Last for um, for a setting spray. Um, excuse me. Oh, someone's coming for me. Feel in my throat. Uh, but the Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray, I just feel like there's so many setting sprays on the market. Elf has several. And I think that they are doing what so many brands do, where they have a product, and what the product was the original Power Grip primer, and people loved it. So what they do is they make several products in that line, um, to kind of harmoniously work together, or at least that's what they say in general, right? So if you like the Power Grip primer, well, of course you're going to like the Power Grip setting spray. So they do that to have the name recognition, so you know that if you like this one product, that you should like this product too, and it's a selling point. So I feel like this, to me, it's just another setting spray, and they just put the Power Grip name on it because if you like the Power Grip um, primer, then you should like it. So for me, I've heard way more about the Milani personally. Here we have the Elf Camo Liquid Blush. I've heard great things about this. Heard it's very pigmented. They have 11 colors, which I love to see. I'm not a liquid blush person by any means. I will not be purchasing this ever, probably, unless someone really just has to have liquid blush. Um, but great amount of colors for a liquid blush. The price is incredible. It looks like it blends out really well. So I love that. And yeah, I've seen great things. It looks like it dries down. And let's see if one thing I'm trying to remember is if they okay, so it uh, gives a dewy finish, a dewy flush. So so it's not going to give like a matte finish. But next we have the Halo Glow Powder Filter Pressed Powder. Wow, needed to say powder twice. Here we have the same 12 colors that we saw in the Halo Glow Liquid. Again, we're doing that name recognition where if you like the Halo Glow liquid foundation, you can do the powder foundation. I personally haven't tried this. Um, I have always found elf powders a little disappointing. So I would have to touch this to get the vibe. This is a big unknown for me, and I don't love powder foundation anyways. So I don't know about that one. So personally, I've never really found the elf foundations, the elf powder foundations to be particularly interesting to me. There are some really interesting pressed powders at the drugstore, and that are available. If you're looking for more coverage, I think that the Maybelline oh man, what is it called? The Maybelline Super Stay Powder. If you're looking for a high coverage powder foundation, I think that's great. If you're looking for something that leans more towards like a colored setting powder, this might be good. But with uh, without touching it, I don't really know. One thing about this that might be interesting, that might make this a great product, is how it looks like it's made to pair with the Halo Glow liquid foundation. So if you're trying to powder your foundation but you want to maintain that glow, this looks like it will do a good job. And it's got 4 out of 5 stars and a ton of reviews. So it looks like people are really liking it, but I'm just not that guy. That's not how I operate with my foundation setting process. So I wouldn't get it. This might be something good to have if you're one of those people who likes to have a compact and they like to touch up with a little bit of powder that has some of the color that they like. This might be the product for you. However, you're still dealing with such a limited color range. Um, I think that if I think powder foundation, like I said, that the Maybelline Super Stay one for high coverage. I'm talking that's a lot of coverage, a lot of powder, um, and like borderline casket ready coverage. But if I think powder, I'm thinking things about the companies like all not maybe Almay. They don't have a great color range by any means. Or I meant to say CoverGirl. That would be where I would start looking first because I would think that they would be a little bit more reliable. They've been in the powder game and making great powders for longer. Um, but that's just me. Um, but again, it might go really well with the oh gosh, with the liquid. So TBD on that. Long-winded TBD. So next we have to talk about this. So this is the e.l.f. Cream Glide Lip Liner. It is $2. I bought them when they were on sale for $1 over the holidays. Um, Actually, it was right after the holidays. I believe it was January. So I used this. I bought a couple of them and very limited colors, kind of just neutral beigey tones, rosy tones. In theory, great. Love that idea. Love that they're really inexpensive. However, the one that I use has already turned. For something to turn that quickly, they're it maybe the preservatives in it are not going are like there maybe there's no preservatives in it, and so I like for that's to me that's unheard of. I've never had a product turn that quickly, and it pissed me off. If I'm being honest, it pissed me off. Not because it was like a huge waste of money, but because like someone who doesn't know makeup as well might be using that product um, and not recognize the signs of a product going bad. For me, the when as soon as I opened it, as soon as I pulled off the cap, the lip pencil smelled like crayons. And when if a product changes scent, color, anything, appearance, anything like that, um, get rid of the product. It's just do it for safety. So $2, yes, it's a great deal if you need it like that day or like for just a little bit, like that's fine. But the fact that it turns so quickly, use buy a pencil from NYX that's gonna last you a little bit longer. I mean, I think Elf even has pencils that do last longer, um, and I just don't I would not buy it again because why would I? It's gonna go bad in a couple months. Anyways, next we have the e.l.f. Squeeze Me lip balms. Here are some more lip balms that e.l.f. has. I wonder if these flavorings. So they're all different colors. And let me see. So hyaluronic acid here. See, it's everywhere, and it's such a good product. But I'm wondering because I'm not feeling like things are actually that much more hydrating than they have been, even if they're saying that they have hyaluronic acid in it. So I'm like, is this penetrating my skin at all? And that's the main concern with a lot of hydrating um, products is like, okay, and like, granted, there is some stuff that you do want to be like um occlusive so that it doesn't so that it or that it reduces transepidermal water loss. Think about like evaporation from soil, like in the sun. So you can lose water from your skin that way. But so having something that protects your skin, you can even put like Vaseline as a like occlusive product, and it would reduce water loss, right? But it's not going to go into your skin and make your skin more hydrated. It's not going to do that. It's too thick to go into your skin. Hyaluronic acid, when done right, in theory, is going to be small enough for those molecules to go into your skin, and then it can absorb moisture, and then it can help your skin maintain moisture, maintain plumpness, and then you can have something to reduce um, water loss from your skin. So I don't feel like anything's that much more hydrating than it has been. So now I'm like, are we really seeing that many more skin benefits from these products? Or are they just throwing shit in there just so that they can say it's in there and make a more expensive product that they can charge more for? I'm not sure. But this lip balm is $4 relative to the other lip balm that we saw earlier that people are freaking out about that's $9. So, what's the difference? Okay, so next we have the Camo Liquid Bronzer and Contour. Again, I don't even like liquid blush, so there's pretty much no way in the whole wide world that I would be putting a liquid contour on my face because I am very strategic about where I place things, and putting them with this type of huge doe foot applicator isn't my idea of a good time. However, they have 10 colors. This color is the color Fair, and this actually looks like I could use it for a contour, not a bronzer. And that is something that is quite unique because I don't often find contour colors that are light enough for me. So this does look light enough for me, and perhaps I could use something like this for myself. Um, I just I I like the precision of being able to use a powder to contour. Now for bronzer, I don't hate the idea. I just don't love it. For me, it's an extra step. But if you like to do this, this would be great. If you don't want to do like a full mug and full glam, and you just want to have something look natural, having some bronzer like this, I think would be really great. The price looks great. I think I haven't tested the consistency of it, so there's potential for it to look a little muddy. So I would give it a try on the back of your hand if you ever have the opportunity to. But if you don't, $7 isn't a huge financial loss compared to a lot of other products. So, and given the quality of the blushes, I would hope that this would be just as good. Bronzing drops, honestly, bronzing drops have such a high potential to be patchy and to be messy. People are talking about this as a dupe for higher end bronzing drops. But then I'm also seeing a lot of people using certain bronzing drops, and I'm trying to remember which brands they're having experiencing a lot of patchiness with. I don't I don't know if it's patchy or not. It's got really great reviews and so many in such a short time for it being out. But to me, I just I don't like bronzing drops. It's very reminiscent of early in my makeup career where like that was kind of like that kind of sunless tanner life was happening, and I don't mm-mm, I just medium rich skin tones, light tan skin tones. Kind of interested to kind of see what they have. So it just kind of gives like an overall glow and a little bit of a tint. So this could be nice if you're not wearing much makeup. Again, I'm just really I feel like that's high potential for patchiness, especially if you have combo skin, if you have dry spots in your skin, stuff like this. I've seen go patchy really quickly. I'm not saying it is patchy, but I've seen it go patchy. Okay, and then let's do only a couple more products and then we'll call it a night. Okay, so this product I is the Stay All Night Microfine Setting Mist. I've seen more people use this, a lot more people use this product and really like it than the previous setting mist, the Power Grip one. People seem to really like this and like the fact that it is a very fine setting mist. I still see way more people move to the Milani mist. However, people do like this one. I feel like this also had something that I did not like. Says up to 16 hours of wear. Oh, there it is right here. Cucumber fruit extract. I hate cucumber. So I remember being like, nope, I'm not even gonna try that one. Here's the duo for but if you don't mind that, because I feel like I've sprayed it and like smelled it, and I was like, no, I can't do that. Um, this is just the duo of the lip balm that we already looked at. Now here is the Power Grip Matte Primer, and I'm gonna end on this soft glam because I have done my wear test for this. It's actually on my channel if you want to check it out. But first, we are gonna look at the Power Grip Matte Primer. Now, all of these have really great reviews, and some of these I know aren't great products, and that's why I'm like, I don't know. It's interesting, but that is an incredible amount of reviews. Um, uh, Almost 19,000 reviews on this matte primer. And so I'm interested to see, oh, sorry, I'm interested to see what people have to say about it. They have a lemon myrtle blend. Now, I've never heard of that. Um, to reduce the look of excess oil and shine for a smooth, balanced, matte complexion. And it says it's great for dry, oily, or combo skin. I don't understand why you would put this on dry skin if you like the original Power Grip so much, because the Power Grip original is not a glowy primer. It is not. It's just like neutral. It changes nothing. It doesn't mattify and it doesn't add shine. It's not going to change the look of foundation at all. Um, so I don't know why you would put this on dry skin. Um, it says it's infused to reduce the look of shine, and it's this sticky gel. Let's see. I want to see some reviews. So 82% would review to a friend. So it's got a lot of 5-star reviews. So about 14,000 5-star reviews, and then it tapers off pretty specific, pretty quickly. And there aren't any major cons that people are listing. Um, they say a cooling effect that lasts longer than Milk's primer. So people are comparing this directly, like a 1-to-1 to Milk's primer, and using it as a dupe. So important to know that people are using it as a dupe, and if you do like the Milk primer, or if you are finding that you want something more than what the Milk primer has, you can get it. Gets very tacky, so makeup can stick to it. Again, I just don't I just don't think that's a thing. Last long. That's good. That's what you want your primer to do. Especially if you are in the combo or oily complected um, group, you're going to want your makeup to last long in those oily sections. Um, Gripping, smoothing, and long wearing. So those are all great things. What is this one? Did one person just just one person did this? This says it's a dupe for the Milk Hydro Grip, which a lot of people say the original Power Grip is a dupe for the Hydro Grip. So it's interesting that that this is that people are saying this one is a dupe as well. Great for oily skin, mattify, reduce pore size. Now it doesn't have any claims to reduce pore size, and when I've used the other Power Grip, it does nothing, not a thing to blur or reduce my pore size. Um, Great if you like Think Primer. I received this product in exchange for my honest review. Not my favorite primer, but not terrible. I like how it went over smoothly my moisturizer and didn't pill up like some others. That is a good note. Feels thick and heavy. Ew. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to have that visceral reaction. Why? Whatever they're putting in it to me, because I've used the the power grip, the blue, and it doesn't feel thick. It doesn't feel heavy, and you can move it between your fingers, and you start to feel this kind of silicone, really thin feeling. So it looks like maybe whatever they did to mattify it, it's kind of like if you think about adding a powder, like a loose powder, to the primer, and it in my mind it seems like when they talk about it being thick and heavy, it looks like whatever they did to mattify it must have thickened it. Um, and oh, and this is in a squeeze tube, and it's not in a pump. Now the other primer is in a pump. Very interesting. Okay, so now we're seeing some people who are receiving the product in turn with for an honest review. Okay, so this person gets acne, has acne prone skin, and most cheap products will break me out within a day or two. Using it for a week and no skin irritation. Love that for you. Love that for people like me. I love how it works with my full coverage makeup as well as my lightweight concealer coverage makeup. So that's great that it's versatile. So it looks like it's a pretty good product, but the just being aware that it's going to be perhaps a thicker primer, maybe somewhere the consistency between the Power Grip primer and the Poreless Putty primer. And $10 for a primer is not bad by any means. Let's go back. So we're going to finish on a product that I've already reviewed. So this is the Soft Glam Satin Foundation. This comes in 36 colors, which is what I am talking about. We need more larger scale products like this. This is where e.l.f. was like, you know what? We think people are really going to like this foundation. We're going to make enough colors for it. It is $8. It's also $8 at Walmart. If you are closer to Walmart and you don't have, um, and if you don't have an Ulta near you and you don't want to do shipping, it comes in a variety of colors. It has a satin finish. Um, I found that I needed to, with my combo skin and the satin finish, I did need to powder multiple times throughout the day. I did a wear test of it, and it did break up anywhere that I did not bake my face, even in places that I was not oily. But I've worn it since. It didn't. It Another note is that it did not break out my face, and a lot of drugstore foundations, as I said, do break out my face. So I am inclined to keep wearing it. And so I've worn it since, and I have to bake my whole face. Like I have to just drench my face in powder, which makes for the first like hour or so, it makes all of that satin that you would get from the foundation completely matte. Like it's just super matte. However, that helps me wear it throughout the day. It keeps it from breaking up in places where I just have normal, like no issue, like skin. Um, and like it it didn't break up in the oily sections. It broke up in the sections. It was such a weird experience. But I found out how to make it work for me. And this is a product that I think if you have kind of your routine, um, that you can make it work. And for $8, a foundation that you can make work, I don't mind. But some people might just want to throw on foundation, and that's good to them. It is like light to medium coverage. I wouldn't say that it's buildable because I wouldn't keep adding on makeup to this. It's yeah, like a light to medium coverage. It is really beautiful on the skin, and I can see a bunch of people whose skin type would be really well suited for this. Mine is less suited for it, but I can make it work for shorter periods of time. I don't think full day wear for me is ever going to be in the cards for the soft glam. So I hope you liked this video. I know that this is kind of a weird idea to go through products and say like, just kind of like my gut reaction about them without ever trying them. And maybe I'm like sounding like a grumpy uh, curmudgeon, like I said, or maybe I'm totally off base. And if I am, and you've tried some of these things, please let me know. I'm totally interested. I'm also happy to do wear test on the occasional products. I'm not made of money, but I wish. Uh, but I do want to try some more of these products, but I don't want to go and buy every single thing. It's not even possible for me. So let me know what brand or what types of products you want to see next, and I'll see you later. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, like, whatever. Thanks. Bye.